Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. In the first of tonight's nightcaps, I do some machining work on a big cast iron manifold of a Volvo turbo engine. The lad's putting a much bigger turbocharger on. I do a little bit of milling, a little bit of hand fettling work. I show quite a bit of that. In the second of tonight's nightcaps, I think it's one of my steam engines, my marine steam engine, which I had running 2 or 3 weeks ago at a steam rally on steam, and I show what I do to get the water out of it and make sure things are all working nice, clean and tidy in the inside. The last thing I want to do is leave water inside a steam engine because it does corrode. This is an exhaust manifold off a Volvo engine. What the lad's going to do is mount a bigger turbocharger. The model of the engine and the turbo spec is in the writing above this little image now. What I've got to do, I take this adapter plate off. He wants me to machine that flat, so it's completely flat, and then open out that port to be a good fit on there. I'm also going to fit 2 dowels because it's piss wobbly slack on the studs and he wants it to line up properly to be on and off and repeatable. He's got to weld brackets and weld adapters and plates onto this. So that's what I've got to do. The first problem is how to mount it. That's a nice flat face there, so we could put packing pieces underneath it. Something like this. And then clamp it down onto them, and I should be able to get enough travel on the machine to do it that way. I'll put a little wedge or a jacking piece under there. It's cast iron, it should be fairly soft. I'm not envisaging having a problem. One way could be to mount it at an angle like that, and possibly like that. I don't know how much room I've actually got. That feels better. Just to make sure I can get to all the parts to machine it. Looks like I've got plenty of travel there. Yep, plenty of travel there. So I think one under there. Getting into clamp, it's going to be a little bit of a problem, but I can get a T-bolt in there. If I can get a T-bolt up through that stud hole there, a 12mm one into there, a 10mm one into there, and I can do the same here. So I can get 2, if I can get one there as well, and get some 10mm T-bolts into there. That's going to be the way to do it, I think. I'll see what T-bolts I've got. Right, so hopefully I can get that underneath piss off underneath there like that. That looks good. And the block underneath like that. I'll check the depths on these bolts and they'll be ideal once I get it started into there. And make sure they're doing bottom out, and I don't think they will. Right, so that's bottoming out, so it needs a washer under there. If you carry on tightening that, it'll actually burst the TC on the milling machine. So a couple of washers on there will give it plenty of clearance. Right, so that's tightening up, it's got it nicely. We'll get another one in at the far end. Right, so that's really got it, and it's quite a substantial thing. A lot of mass to it. I don't think it'll give any problems at all now. We'll put a big milling cutter in, chop that off first. Right, I've got a cheap and cherry Banggood face mill in here, which should do the job quite nicely. Right, that's machined really nicely, nice solid cast iron, relatively soft, and I think this manifold's been used, it's been blasted, and quite often when these have been like heated up, because this thing runs red hot, it certainly will with these bigger turbo one, they sometimes go really hard and it can be a bit of a bastard to machine. Now the two dowels, I'm finding out where I'm going to put them. I think I know where they're going to go because it's nice and thick in there, possibly on the outside edges. And then there's that to chop out in here, probably gas fluid himself, because my days of grinding cast iron are long gone now. I don't like it, I don't do it anymore. No more potent cast iron cylinder heads. The difference in the size of that colossal, that port compared to the one it's going into, it's going to move a lot of gas through there. This is the exhaust side of the turbo, the turbine bit. Exhaust gases make the turbine spin, and that turns the compressor on the other end of the shaft, which forces air into the engine. More air, more power, dead simple. The more air you can get in, the more fuel you can burn, and the more fuel you can burn efficiently, the more power you'll get. There's nothing magical about it, very simple. It's stopping them from melting, it's not the simple part. Right, I think I've got some nice little 4mm dowels that'll be able to do this. I've got to keep away from that inside edge because there's a fire ring goes on there. In there and there'd be ideal, there's no metal there. I think it's going to have to go on the very outsides of that part there, and there's loads of nice thick metal underneath. If you used Allen bolts in there, I could put them on the outside corners. I'm not quite sure. It's probably end up with studs and nuts. I think I've decided how I'm going to do it. I've got some 4mm dowels. I'm going to put one in there and one across there. It'll be below that surface, so it'll tighten up no problem, and it won't affect the gasket. I'll keep it right on that outer edge in there. I've got a 3.9mm drill. This is dead 4. 3.9 should be good enough to make a tap in fit. We'll give it a whirl and see what happens. A bit of the Martian snot. the cast iron now. Right. Now we need a clearance drill through that adapter plate. That's a 4.1mm drill. I bought a set of drills from, it was from 0.5 mil up to 10 and it goes up by 0.1. And so we want to go down 10mm just to thicken to the plate. You see these little things that make the difference between a really good engine build and a not so good engine build. That's absolutely spot on, that. It's attention to detail all the way. Anybody can throw a big turbo on, but to make it right, not anybody can do. Right, we'll go to this corner now, I think. We'll try tapping that one dowel in. We will. I'll take that off. Ratchet's seen better days, John. I've got thousands of pounds of gear at work, sockets and spanners and all. Must invest in a nice little 3-8 drive socket set, I think, just for home. Aye, that's a decent fitter there, isn't it? I'm going to crack in the corner of the manifold. That's the last bastard thing I want to do. It certainly won't fall out. I'll have to cut it a length now. We obviously have damaged the end by hitting it. We'll whip the corner of that off, clean it up. It just wants a little bit tighter with the file really, except I think that pin will be glass hard, they normally are. It's going to be ridiculous, John. You can't really do much with that, I don't think. No. Right, so it's not fileable. Slit and disc, what that wants. It's going to be good, I think. Right, that's better. I'll do this one across here now. That's no way affected the bolt going in, so it's not going to make any difference. It cannot come out, it cannot go down into the manifold to do any damage. So exactly the same procedure on that one. We'll get that done and then we'll come back to it. Right, so now this should drop on there on those two dowels. That's absolutely spot on, minimal movement. I'm sure I'll be happy with that, I know I would be. Put them in the cutter and I'll take the thickness of that out for him, and then he can finish it off. compared to what it was. That'll be twice the area. It's an absolute massive port, that now.